Welcome to the final episode of Owen and Jewel at 7, an MCI fundraising series.
Thankfully, we reached our 25 donor goal from last week, so we did get the $5,000 from that generous donor. And due to that overwhelming success, another donor has come forward with a similar offer, only this time we have to meet 25 donors by Friday and not Monday. So we have 2 less days to reach the goal, but I think we can still do it.
We got this. For tonight, we thought we'd give you a little bit of perspective into MCI's life this past year. Owen is going to come show you a graph now. Thanks, Paul.
All right. So on our y-axis, we have how exciting the year was so far. From exciting to boring. And over time, we have our school year. June from September. So everyone's normal year usually looks somewhere around, okay, you're hanging out. Oh, nice. Get to go to Red Rock. That's cool. Oh, something happened. Oh, so exciting. Nice, fun year. Now with COVID, everyone's years look a little bit more like that. We did a great job of flattening all of the curves, and it's been not fun. At MCI, however, this year has looked like a little something like this.
That's so exciting.
Now, you might think, what? You guys had fun?
Those blips represent the fun times we've had in the school year. That first one over there was when we went to Winkler Bible Camp for a day. It was a really fun time.
The camp staff took us around and tried a bunch of different activities, and it was a nice way to start the year.
There was a giant swing. That was very fun. Did you like the giant swing?
There was a swing.
Did you like the swing?
It was fun.
In today's episode, we're going to hear from 2 students here at MCI. Paige Anderson, who's going to be talking a little bit about finding hope in times of grief, and then Julia Suderman, who is going to share a little bit about her art piece, which she submitted for the Hope and Lament project.
I'm Paige Anderson. I am in grade 11, and this has been my first year at MCI. Most people at my school kind of know already that, my brother died in December, and it was not a secret. I allowed it to be announced to the entire school because it would feel weird for nobody else to know that he was gone. For the few months after that, I didn't have many things that I really wanted to do. I focused on my art projects and my books and the things that I like to do. I know a lot of the stereotypes and kind of cliches that come with grief. Everyone assumes that when you do go through grief, you'll be angry at God and that you'll blame him for all sorts of things and that that's just going to be your reaction. So I was kind of surprised when I went through grief. I was told that my brother had died, and my first thoughts were, you've got him, God, right? You've got him. And if anything, God has been what's been keeping me going these past few months, just knowing that my brother is really happy where he is right now, and that God is with me, and I'm going to be okay, and my family's going to be okay in the end, even though my brother is no longer here with us. It's made me feel a bit more solid in my beliefs. I doubt things all the time, and so being kind of put to the test felt like it just confirmed something for me. And even though COVID is a bit of a struggle, it doesn't seem that bad in my eyes. Everyone's going through really hard things, and some harder than others, like people who are directly impacted by COVID and are dealing with people who are sick. Seeing one of the worst things that can happen to you, someone dying, it doesn't, the smaller things don't seem to matter as much. I don't really care if I have to wear a mask. I don't really care if I have to distance from other people, because if that will help somebody to have their grandparent around for longer, or to have somebody not die on them, that's very important. It just doesn't seem like a lot of the things that we get upset about are even worth getting upset about sometimes, you know? Not saying that it's not hard to like wear a mask and not be able to hug your friends or things like that, but there are worse things that could happen, and we need to be grateful and optimistic and positive even when hard things are happening. Like, with my brother, I always knew that we both loved each other. We spent time together, we laughed together, we bickered together and just goofed off. And even when we were grumpy at each other, we understood that we loved each other underneath it all and everything. But I would have really loved if we had been able to just, you know, say love you, bye, you know, at the end of every phone call, and giving each other hugs when we knew we weren't going to see each other for a little while, or just, you know, go out of our way to say hello on our birthdays. And yeah, like, you kind of just assume that people know that you love them by the way you treat them, and maybe they do know through that, but hearing someone say that you are loved and that you're cherished and that you're appreciated makes you feel really happy, right? And so sometimes I used to kind of just shy away from telling people that I loved them because I thought I'd scare them off, or that they'd be embarrassed or brush me off, or that, I don't even know. There's really not many bad things that can happen when you tell someone that you love them. They'll just probably be like, oh yeah, love you too, or, you know, it's a small thing. Say I love you, you know? Like, it's small, but it's everything at the same time.
My name's Julia Suderman. I'm in grade 12. I came to MCI because my sister came here, and so I wanted to try something new and meet new people. My favorite memory so far, grade 9 was like a harder year for me because I'm not very good at making friends. But when I started making friends, that was like my favorite memory. When it was biology class, not biology class, it was English class, but with Mr. G. And Danny approached me, and then we became friends, and it was, yeah, that's probably my favorite memory. I think I like all types of art. I like oil paint. There's gouache, which is kind of like acrylic, watercolor. I really like oil, which is what this is in. And I do art to kind of escape perfectionism, because I used to be a perfectionist. I still am in some ways, but I think my art started looking really good when I started forgetting about being perfect and just trying to have fun. And then that's when I started being happy with my work. When I heard hope and lament, I guess it's good to go out of your comfort zone, but I kind of wanted to do hope because, I don't know, I think we're in need of hope right now. So I thought flowers are fun to paint and to draw, and I like drawing, painting leaves and flowers. So I thought, why not paint some flowers? I did name this piece Bloom because I guess it's kind of obvious, like, it's flowers, but hope, it blooms in like unexpected moments, I think. And Manitoba winters are awful, and we have some types of flowers that they come back despite the cold weather and the snow, and they look like they're dead, but they come back. And even though they withered, they come back just as beautiful as they were before. And I think that's why this symbolizes hope to me.
At MCI, we got the chance to hear more from Paige about her story, and her bravery encouraged us all to be able to tell our loved ones how much we love them and be in the moment.
There were some exciting times in the year, though. As you'll see, our second blip on our nice little line was when we got to film our Christmas concert on a nice afternoon in mid to late January. It was pretty cool, although we filmed the concert about a month later than we would have liked to. It was a nice time trying to do it in as few takes as possible outside due to the relatively cold weather.
Another fun recording experience that we had was when the Accidentals, which is a audition group that I happen to be a part of, filmed at Tinker Creek. As a class, we sat down to help create a bit of a story that meant the message of finding hope in moments that we're in. Looking back, we get caught up in what could have happened and forget to look at what's right in front of us. We hope you enjoy this music video.
So It Goes by Billy Joel.
And every time I've held a rose, it seems I only felt the thorns. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so will you soon, I suppose. But if my silence made you leave, then that would be my worst mistake. So I will share this room with you, and you can have this heart to break. And this is why my eyes are closed. It's just as well for all I've seen. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so do you soon, I suppose. So I would choose to be with you. That's if the choice were mine to make. But you can make decisions too, and you can have this heart to break.
I did.
So it goes, and so and you're the only one who knows.
I have to say, that was definitely a peak for me.
It definitely was a peak on the graph. It's time to get back to the auction though. It's our final week, and although we have some exciting pieces to share, we also want to take a time to thank everyone for participating in the first 3 weeks of the auction. Our goal was always to highlight local businesses, talent, and the communities that surround MCI.
In our final week, we wanted to briefly comment further on some of the sharing you've been hearing. These pieces are part of MCI's publication piece put together in partnership with Laura Wolfe, an alumni of 2016. This publication is a collection of reflections on the theme of hope and lament.
Our hope is to Our hope is to have copies available for pre-order online by June 6th, Zengerfest Sunday. Not only is it artistically designed, it's a creative expression of a tough year. Books will be sold for $35, so get out and order by clicking the link in the description.
There is no link. There's no link yet.
in the description.
Well, we can make a link in 2 weeks.
Sophie's got it.
That can't be that hard.
Definitely not.
Just copy and paste.
This week for our auction we have 2 items. Item 1.
Item 1 is a Winnipeg getaway, including a 2-night stay, as well as your own private meal by your own private chef, as well as gift cards to Deer and Almond, as well as Tall Grass Prairie.
For our second item we have
Custom art package, consisting of works by
Laura Welk, as well as Josanna Owen from Honey Blue.
Now we're going to hear a little bit from Laura Welk.
Say it again.
Now we're going to hear a little bit from Laura Welk. Why did I have to say it twice?
Because she was like talking. You
Oh,
said it
now
over.
we're going to hear a little bit from Laura Welk. Now, believe it or not, we're going to hear a little bit from, guess who it is? Laura
Laura
Welk.
Welk.
My name is Laura Welk, and I graduated in 2016. A connection to my art in MCI would be just like I remember being in art class and really like finding out that I could be an artist, and my art teacher, she basically drilled into me that I could be an artist even if I didn't think I was, and that really helped me decide that I could do anything and also pursue art in the end. One of the projects I've been working on recently is a design project, and I partnered with MCI to design the publication on Hope and Lament about the last year of MCI and how that's been. And so I've been able to work on the behind the scenes aspects and really get into editing that piece of work for MCI. A lot of my art is inspired by home and the place I'm in and who I'm surrounded by. I've always kind of taken on that theme when creating. Also just what people want me to create. If it makes them happy, I'm happy to create it. And with my photography, I just want to make people feel empowered through photos and tell their story through it. I'm auctioning off a piece of custom artwork of their choice, as well as a short photo shoot for whoever wins. Get out and bid, and I'm excited to share my art with you.
Thanks for joining us these last 4 weeks. And while it has been a fun time, we would have much rather had y'all in the seats. I'm going to say that again because I don't want me to say y'all. We would much rather have you all sitting in the seats behind us.
Don't forget about our 120,000 goal. If you want our graph to go from looking like this to looking like this, please make sure to donate some today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to click the notification button so you don't miss any of our upcoming video releases. Signing off for one last time, I'm Owen.
And I'm Jewel. Doodle-loo.
Bye.
He's waiting his whole life to say that.